Hey YouTube, Longways Post 1975. So I picked this up the other day, this absolute beast of a package. Now this is a new system. Now obviously I have a very specific goal when it comes to collecting systems. But I have a few extra systems that I've sort of accumulated along the way, and I've kind of adapted my rules and amended them, if you will, in such a way that there are certain systems I never had when I was a kid or, you know, a young adult. And certain systems have sort of flagship original titles on that weren't on any other systems. So while I'm going to pick these machines up, I may not necessarily go batshit crazy on collecting them, but I'm definitely going to use them as a means to play some of the titles, you know, that amongst gamers are legendary and I never got a chance to experience. Now, this is a PAL system. As most of you know, I absolutely can't stand PAL. I think it's shit. In fact, you could go as far as to say that this system isn't very good. This system is basically 100% fail at poor execution of a product or understanding your market. I think this system, if handled correctly, timed better, may have had some chance of succeeding. But the fact that it was just such a train wreck is what made this interesting. When I came across this in my travels, I had to own it. Now, that being said, a little bit of history. Of systems I would like to own, the holy grail for me, holy grail to most probably collectors, would be an original PC engine. Obviously released in Japan in 1987, collaboration between NEC and Hudson Soft, 16-bit graphics, 8-bit processor. Pretty much the reason that the Mega Drive never really took off properly in Japan, because most people didn't really consider the Mega Drive that much of a step up from the PC Engine. It was never released in Europe, and it was never released in the United Kingdom, and that's such a shame. And amongst people like me of my generation, there's a little bit of contention there, because grey importers, sure, you could buy it for grey importers, but there was an absolute sort of cult following of it. There was a market there for sure. And I remember in Mean Machines and CVG at the time, NEC said that they were going to release it. But then they said they weren't. They were going to get a third party to release it for them. I think it was an Australian company. Then they said out and out that they didn't think there was a market for it in the UK or Europe, and didn't release it. So people started grey importing it, and you did actually see them show up in the high street, sort of very rarely, every now and then. And this is what pissed me off, because NEC at the time took out a big advert, I think in Edge magazine, saying, do not buy these machines, they are not endorsed by us, they are modded by third parties. If they die, you know, we won't honour the warranty. Well, who cares, NEC, because the people who modded it gave you a year anyway, which is all you would have given us, and so don't get pissy with us because we were buying something because you wouldn't provide it to us legitimately. The thing is though, lots of people think that the PC Engine was available in Europe or got a very limited release, because a company called Sodipeng imported a lot of them, Japanese ones, converted them to RGB and sold them in Germany, France and Spain. And they actually, the video quality was better because of the conversion they made. So because they were there in sufficient numbers, they started showing up in game magazines. And you can find them online. There's a couple of references, and I don't mean like from a point of view of the, you know, in the import section of the magazine, but a couple of references in the mainstream section of the magazine to it in some Spanish game mags. Now, in 1989 it came out in the United States. The Turbografx didn't do so well, but before they kind of realised it wasn't doing so well, the rumour has it, now this is just my understanding, I could be wrong on all of this, that NEC were toying with the idea of releasing it in Europe and in the United Kingdom. So basically they took the US machine and they made it, you know, a PAL version of it. Obviously it would only run North American hue cards. I'm not calling them turbo chips, I hate that phrase, because there were no European games, and you know, there were no United Kingdom games. This was basically an exercise in testing the water. Now, so a UK company called Telegames won the right to sell a really, really limited run in the United Kingdom to a specific store, or a chain of stores. I don't even know what this chain of stores is. At the same time, NEC apparently looked at the American one and saw that it was tanking, were kind of like, oh, yeah, this isn't going to work. So what they basically did was they thought, better take a hit, if you will, and try and limit the damage. And so they offloaded the machines. As I said, this is internet rumours, you know, this is what I've seen on forums and stuff. Basically offloaded the machines, and they had this production run they made, but they had sort of no, you know, printed documentation for it or whatever. They had a box, because apparently, I mean, I can't confirm this, the box art was different. So apparently they just used North American manuals and literature, and there's no reference to it being PAL in any of this, and put that in the box and just sold them to a third party person who was going to market them. And that's the last we ever heard of it. We never saw a UK Turbografx. That is, until very recently I came across this. Yes, this is a UK Turbografx. Now don't get me wrong, I'd rather have a PC engine. Like I said, it's on my list of holy grails. That being said, Actually, that's a story for another video. But yeah, this is a European or a UK Turbografx. I think all in all, petrol and expenses getting this, it cost me 40 quid. So, you know, at that sort of price, I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. So, let's crack this bad boy open. It's properly. Yeah. I'm trying not to lose a finger. I seem to end up cutting towards myself. Nice. I do like it when people take these things seriously. Now, this was advertised as new, old, factory stock. So it's a brand new, old, retro system. And judging by the condition of the packaging, that is exactly what it is. And it's so much better packaging than the North American one. That one just had that bloke on it, didn't it? Go looking up with glasses on or something. This has actually got like R-type, you know, graphics. It doesn't come with R-type, it comes with blazing lasers, which I think is the North American version of Gunhead, which is one of those games I talk about when you have to own a specific system for it, you know. One of those absolutely amazing games. It says arcade quality graphics, up to 512 colours on a single screen, nearly 10 times the number found in any other leading game system. So detailed, characters almost come alive. Awesome sound, most realistic home video sound ever. 6 sound generators for music and sound effects you've never heard before. Well, the Mega Drive was 10, wasn't it, so? Contains Turbografx system, turbo-powered handheld controller, turbo chip game card, easy to follow instructions. Cool, man, it's got the nice little handle. I do like it when you get these. I can't tell you seriously how good condition the box is in. It certainly smells new. Comes in the polystyrene. It's new, it's properly new. Man, that's so cool. Power or not, it's so epic to have a brand new old system. Man, that is so cool. Interesting enough, I know for a fact that is a North American manual. That's exactly the same as my North American Turbografx manual, which is in the other room and I'm too lazy to go and get, but trust me. It is. It's absolutely factory fresh. It's immaculate. I mean, look at that. That's so cool. Obviously the expansion's behind here. Probably plugged into the converter. It's a different colour. Obviously the North American one, and I used to have one, but it died. The North American one is jet black, and obviously it's called a Turbografx 16. This is just called a Turbografx. See that? What does it say on the back? Doesn't say anything about POW or... Oh no, it does actually. Well, you're not going to be able to see this. It says Turbografx POW. So it actually says it on the console, yeah? There's none of this sort of kind of modded, you know, official, unofficial release stuff. Blazing lasers, sealed. Man, that's so cool. So cool. And a turbo pack. Again, sealed. Obviously, again, that's a different paint job. Now I can show you this because this is a North American turbo pad. You can, I don't know what the light's like. Obviously, you can see the difference in colour, or as I should say, difference in colours. So man, that's so cool. So you know what, 40 quid, a brand new old system. I can't tell you how happy I am about this. What's interesting is, obviously the accessories pack that came with it is actually where the adapter lives. I thought it might be a bonus adapter, but there is not that it can't fit. There is no room for it in the polystyrene tray. But yeah, I'm really, really happy to have this. It runs all North American cue cards. Obviously it runs them at 50 Hertz. That's not really a problem for me. I mean, I'll fire it up at some point, maybe show it to you in a video, because I still have a bunch of North American Turbografx games. Not as many as I used to have, because I didn't plan on getting one again and I gave them away. But yeah, very, very happy to have that. I mean, I guess it's Sony United Kingdom. This is the closest I'll ever get to a PAL PC engine. Not that I want a PAL PC engine, but you know what I mean, an official PC engine. So yeah, it's my new system. I got a Turbografx, not a 16, a Turbografx. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.